Now, how the bloody hell did that happen, Vivian? You said if I set it up yesterday and leave it, it would be the same today. And it went to the wrong intro video.
I don't know. Did you set it up?
Yes.
I've noticed we've not gone live on Facebook as well.
I think we're not, I don't know.
We are live on YouTube, and we've got 2 viewers, so that's good.
Yes.
Yay!
And one of them is me. So
Okay.
I'll take it up to 3.
3, excellent.
3
Hang on, I'm
viewers.
working on it.
No, we've got 3 already. Simon is one. Hello, Simon. Simon from Denmark. everybody.
Denmark, awesome.
There's an international feel to the show tonight.
I do apologise, Alison. This is always a fairly chaotic show, but it's even more chaotic than normal.
Oh well, that's just fine. This is a holiday week for us in the U.S., so I'm a bit loosey goosey myself.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving for tomorrow.
Thank you.
And happy mugging your next door neighbor that you've loved for 30 years on Friday.
Yay!
Oh dear Lord, this is
I used to hate Black Friday.
Happy
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, Charlie Brown.
Oh Lord, this is all getting very, very silly. Good evening. Let's start again. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Last Wednesday Show with our special guest, the lovely Alison Jordan.
Yay!
Hello.
And Alison, just in case you don't know everybody, Vivian is the person who owns the Spooky Network, which is what this show is coming out on.
Hi, Vivian.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Ian is
Hi.
our resident lake monster person,
Oh yes.
Hmm.
and Dave is he's your opposite number because you're in charge of CFZ USA, he's in charge of CFZ Canada.
Nice.
Now we've all met each other.
Do you have an extra room, David? Should I need to relocate and bring my go bag?
You'd be more than welcome. We could do something out in the balcony for you.
That sounds great. Thank you. It's
Or, you
always
know-
good to keep your options open.
I do have a couch, so. Or as you Americans say, a sofa.
That's right. We say couch though too.
Do you?
Yeah, I think I'm from Wisconsin, and I think
You guys don't say Chesterfield.
not at all.
That's
no.
an old Canadianism for a sofa. It's
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
very cosmopolitan. No,
Yeah.
we just say couch.
Yeah.
I haven't heard a sofa called a Chesterfield since I was a little boy. My grandmother used to call them Chesterfields, but no,
Chesterfield's a brand of sofa. It's very posh and very expensive, and it's normally
Amazing.
made of
Made of what?
leather.
Oh, okay.
Well, because we're fans of cryptids, are there any couch related monsters that we might talk about? Like the legendary couch potato. Have any of them sprouted actual eyes and be emerged from the couches? I don't know.
I told you she was one of us. She was not one of us.
Yes. Oh, Chesterfield. Yes, the cigarette brand. I have heard that, not the sofa.
And tonight we have in the audience so far, we've got Lorenzo and we've got Simon from Denmark, and we've got another 3 people, but I don't know who they are. But we'll pick up more as the evening goes, and we will also pick up a lot more when we rebroadcast it and people watch it on catch up.
Yes.
So, big question. My opening question to everybody always is, Alison, how did you get into this stuff?
Well, I've always loved monsters, and I've loved those essential questions that I think everyone deals with, but I think most people like sublimate them. They don't bring them to the fore. The questions being, are we alone, and what happens after we die? These are things that motivated me from an early age. So that's where it's at. Of course, I want to know what boundaries there are in the universe and if I might cross them, and make my way back, hopefully, with a report. So I guess it was all those spooky books in the children's section of the library that probably brought me to where I am today. But my father really liked watching that Kolchak series. If you guys are
Night
familiar
Stalker.
with that. Yeah, the Night Stalker. And
Yeah.
so when I was very, very young, I would sneak in while he was watching an episode, behind his chair or behind the Chesterfield, and catch a few glimpses that terrified me for months afterward. But it's funny going back and watching it and seeing how hilarious it is, and of course now in my late 50s I'm coming at it from a very different headspace. But when you're young, it's the first you've ever heard of these kind of ideas, so of course they are terrifying to start with.
And we've just had Robert join and Nico join. Hi, gang. It's lovely to have you here. And just in case you missed it, this is Alison Jordan, and you run ghost walks, don't you?
Yes. So I'm a professional weirdo now, full time, and with my brother, I run a company called American Ghost Walks, and it all started here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, in 2008 with the first ghost walk in the city, and then I got my brother involved, and he was really the one that took it national, but I'm the one that started our first flagship ghost walk, and so we've been running for many years now, and we're in 8 states, Puerto Rico and St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands. So we're our tendrils are reaching out and embracing all different areas in the U.S. and the territories.
So you're like Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yes. But I should say that we do try to go about it as ethically as possible. With American capitalism, that is not always the case. But we've paid out over $120,000 to mom and pop shops that started decades ago, and now a lot of the proprietors are getting on in age and they want to retire while there's no pension for professional weirdos. So we've served that function, to carry on these mom and pop ghost walks, give them something that they can have for all those years that they put in, but then also continue their legacy. So that's the way we expand.
Well, I think that's fantastic. It's a brilliant way of doing it.
Yeah. Well, I think you don't make as much money, but I think it's the best thing you can do is like spread it around, and I do think that intellectual property should be, people shouldn't just take it. They should compensate you well for it, and that's what we do.
Yes, we did the same with the CFZ. I tried to give away as much as possible because I'm completely anti-capitalist. I don't like money, and I don't like the pursuit of money, and I do my best to make a nonsense of it as much as I can.
Well, it's very limiting if that's all your life is about. Certainly. Of course, money does buy EMF meters and other such gadgetry. so that's a good reason to have at least a little bit of it. But yeah, that shouldn't be your main reason for existence.
If you guys want to all send me your money, I will see if I like it.
Just try it out for a bit.
Yeah. I might keep it, might send it back.
Aren't you finding, though, that you need the money now, not just to run the events, but and the gadgetry, but you need the money to go anywhere or do anything? Because I don't know about you, but over here in the UK, when you go ghost hunting here, if you haven't got the latest gadget in your hand, well, you're not a very good paranormal investigator, because you haven't got one of those. You know, we're getting all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Is it the same over there?
I imagine it is, but there's a group that I work with exclusively called Paranormal Investigators of Milwaukee. So locally, I work with them exclusively, and that's because they're run by an actual scientist. You know, by day, you know, he's a degreed, twice degreed biologist, and
by night he goes out fighting crime.
Yes, yeah. Well, at night he's looking for ghosts, and so you know, that's what I do. Is, you know, I'm really going to them with their equipment and their expertise, because you know, getting into it now would be prohibitive, because the equipment is quite expensive. But you know, what I bring to it is you know, the historical knowledge. You know, I'm the library type nerd that is in the old dusty archives, and you know, not everyone wants to do that. Not everyone is an introvert like I am. So you know, that's a valuable skill that you can offer, as well as a ghost hunter, because if there was no history, there would be no ghosts.
If you're in Milwaukee, then I suppose you would have the ghost of the Fonz as well, wouldn't you? Eh?
Well, we do.
Have you seen him in his leather jacket?
We don't have his tulpa roaming around that I'm aware. I mean, I would love that. But one of our downtown tours, we go past. We do have a statue of him downtown. That people, it's called the Bronze Fonz, and people like to go and embrace him. And
that's brilliant. That is brilliant.
Yes, and so
a 40-year-old man hanging around with teenagers, as I remember.
yeah. Well, you know,
get a life.
Yeah. Tonight in the U.S. Stranger Things season 5 premieres, and it's interesting. I was like doing a little bit of research on it, and found out that, you know, some of my favorite characters are like 30. So, you know, that was bizarre, you know, to realize that, you know, and that's fine, because you don't want to see someone's childhood taken away, as much as, you know, maybe just hire someone who's actually an adult and had a proper childhood, and now that they just look young. So I'm really okay with that. And I should say Henry Winkler, who's the actor who portrayed the Fonz, he also produced the 90s paranormal show Sightings, if you remember that at all. But so he does have some interest in the paranormal.
And the other guy, Richie Cunningham, directed Gremlins, didn't he? If I remember.
Oh, I'm not sure, but Ron Howard, has made a lot of great movies. So he's a wonderful director. Yeah.
Yeah, he made that Beatles live on the American Tours documentary there. So I can't remember what it's called, but I've got it somewhere. Which is not the, you know, it's a fairly minor interest, but I'm interested how do you spread out to new territories then? To
our company, American Ghost Walks.
Yeah.
Well, mostly we started because we were living in different areas. Like when um, my brother Mike's wife was going to law school in the Twin Cities, Minneapolis and St. Paul in Minnesota, and so when I started in Milwaukee, I was like, I told my brother, dude, you gotta have a haunted history tour in Madison, which is our state capital, and so that's how he. I helped him get started, and then when he moved to Minneapolis, St. Paul, he's like, well, we got to have one here, and he developed his own. But over the years, you know, we have family and friends in various areas, and so that's how we've expanded. If they don't have a haunted history tour there, then we build it from the ground up. But then there's been other areas like Bayfield, Wisconsin, who like that area had a friend of mine who started the tour there decades ago, and when she saw that we were acquiring other tours, she was interested in selling hers to ours, or to us, and so then we carried on that tour in the Apostle Islands area of Upper Wisconsin. That's a very storied area, so we wanted to see her tour continue. So a lot of times we just know people, and that's how we move forward. People reach out to us because they already know us from being being not professional weirdos, but just weekend weirdos, and over the years, weekend weirdos over the years, and then when we became professional and they saw us having this company, then they reached out to us. So that's how we've expanded. But I'm just really excited. Ian, you're a monster expert.
Well, an all-rounder, really. Yeah, I am keen on lake monsters. That's kind of my main thing, I would say. But I'm an all-rounder. Yeah, ghost, Bigfoot, the whole shebang.
Yeah. I'm very much a Fortean. I see a lot of people saying things. I'm not keeping up with the chat very well, so I'm sorry if I'm not answering your questions. This is my first time, so I'm not used to how this show goes. But I'm just since I have you all here, I'm just curious about Ian with water monsters, for instance. Are you somebody who is has interest in any news from 2025 about cryptids?
Yeah, we try and keep up with the latest developments, don't we, John? And we review it when we can on John's Saturday show, and he does a Wednesday show as well. So we try and keep up with things there. So yeah, we review the latest news from Loch Ness and the other locks, and the various photos that have merged. So yeah, and events going on. They have this thing in Loch Ness now. These they have a few sort of surface watches, don't they? That are arranged each year, and I think it's you get like a few hundred people turning up for those. So yeah, we just review what's going on in general. So.
Yeah, well, I feel like I'm here with the real experts. So, and 2025 is coming to an end. I'm just interested in, what I've missed. Because, for instance, we expanded recently to this past spring and summer into Alaska, launching a haunted history tour in their capital of Juneau and in Ketchikan. These are both southeastern Alaska, so a little less igloo type temperature wise, a little bit more temperate rainforest. So I got an opportunity to learn all about it, but I tend to just take deep deep dives when I'm working on projects, and I don't like keep apprised of general news in the paranormal.
You've got somebody presumably in Puerto Rico who does the ghost watches for you each time.
Yes, we have quite a few people in Puerto Rico.
Do you think? Oh, hang on a second. Hello, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Nice to see you, honey. And a message from Simon talking to you, Alison, about the haunted history tours. But I need somebody in Puerto Rico to do me a favor.
Oh, really? Okay, let's talk.
No, shut up, David. Don't say anything.
Uh-oh, is this a trap?
You read my mind.
Oh, man.
David, you are a bad man.
He is.
You know that my girlfriend is watching this episode.
Oh no, I was just going to say gummies.
Okay.
Night of the Gummies, yes. We all
Alison,
remember that one.
Will you put your fingers in your ears for a moment? I'm just about to swear. Fuck off, David. I need somebody to go up into El Yankee for me and to collect me some snails. They're locally known as caracoles. They're a particular type of snail, and I want someone to collect. They're very common. I mean, they're
really good with salt.
Oh,
No.
David, you really are appalling. You really are. You really are. Really, you colonials. I don't know what we do. But yeah, I'm trying to get hold of them because Gwyn, who is my assistant, who's going to take my chosen successor to run the CFZ when I finally hung up my hat or dropped down dead or both. She is fascinated by snails and she wants to try breeding some of the caracola.
Oh, nice.
So I want somebody to go and catch me some caracola and put them in the post.
Well, we'll have to check on the legalities of that, but I certainly have connections.
Legalities.
I'm just saying.
They were dry in the post. You need to keep them moist.
You would think maybe that was inhumane. But
no, you put them into a plastic box with something to keep them damp.
No desiccant then, or salt.
Oh, for goodness! Alison,
Yes,
I'm as they are.
No, I'm just referring to something else that was said. But no,
something. It's your fault, David. You're leading the poor girl astray. I expect better from you, David.
Yeah, I maybe there is a way to do that. I know. I haven't done that
in Puerto Rico.
What was that?
There's no laws in Puerto Rico.
Oh well, okay. I don't know which island you went to, but anyway, yeah, I can certainly check into that. I mean, I know I've done similar things, botany wise, with people that wanted to grow things outside of their native country and see how they do. So,
but I think here you'd have customs issues, and they'd have to go into quarantine.
No, they don't have to go into quarantine because it's perfectly legal to import them into England. The problem is, and I've done this twice, broken the law twice in America, it's illegal to take them into mainland USA.
Right.
I've done it twice. And the last time, you're going to love this, the last time I came, hang on, have I got my glasses? Yeah, I've got my glasses on. I really am getting a silly old man. The last time I took 12 of them, this was 20-something years ago. I took 12 of them from Olyunki National Forest, and I flew into JFK. And it was only as I was signing the customs declaration form that says, "You are not bringing in anything including live snails." And I thought, oh, shit.
Oh, did it specifically say live snails?
Yes.
It did.
Wow.
Wait
Oh.
for it. At the time, my hair was much longer than it is now, and I was wearing my leather jacket and a T-shirt with Che Guevara smoking a joint.
If that doesn't say "look at me," I don't know what does.
Yeah.
But,
Because
John, if you flew into JFK, it's a no-brainer, really, isn't it?
no, pretty much. But
Well, that didn't work.
there was a security thing going on. Oh,
No,
God!
I think I got it. I think I got it, Ian. Very poor
Yeah,
taste.
you got it. You're slow tonight. Everyone's a bit slow tonight, isn't it?
Very poor taste.
Yeah.
But where was I? Yeah, there was a big security scare, and I found out afterwards that apparently there'd been a report that there's going to be an Al Qaeda attack or something, and these very sinister looking Department of Homeland Security people all came rushing in with their guns and everything, totally fucking ignored me. There was this sweet old lady had 3 seats down from me in the waiting room, and they sort of took her away. They ignored me totally, and there was me with totally legal snails in my pocket.
So we'll work it out. We'll work out something that meets all the requirements.
I'm
But
sure we
I'd
will.
be glad to help if it's a good thing for our animals.
Because I told David and Ian the other day, once you became CFZ America, I said they're going to have to dye their hair. Because what with you and Gwyn, we only allow pretty redheads working in the CFZ anymore.
Does that mean I'm sacked?
No, we just need to dye your hair red. That's the only thing.
I just get ginger streaks put in.
There you go. Oh, that would be so cool.
This is a really stupid show, isn't it?
It is the stupidest. But someone was asking about cryptids in Alaska, and wow, there are lots of Bigfoot sightings. They call him the hairy man, among other names, in that area. There's also something. There's also lake monsters, or I shouldn't say. Well, I bet they're lake monsters too, but they're ocean monsters, of course.
And there's at least one lake monster. The lake Indiana.
That's right. But yeah, like my favorite is the land otter man, which is a cryptid of the native peoples, especially the Tlingit, and so this. It has a native name, but we just call it the K word because you're not supposed to actually say the name. So the K word, this land otter man, is an interesting figure in Tlingit lore, and also just modern sightings as well. It's a bit of a mimic that it can. Has some power, according to legend, over your mind and impersonate loved ones to get you to come with it into the woods. And then I'm not sure exactly what it does to you, but it's nothing good. But it's almost like a zombie in the movie type zombie, where it will make you one of its own, if it takes you into the woods or into the water. But yeah, it's still strong in people's minds today. And it's the land otter man. Someone's asking lake otter man, but because there are river otters, of course, and there are sea otters, and so the stories are based on the river otters, and that are of course in the water, but also on the land, and there's these other creatures that can appear as giant half otter, half man creatures, but also impersonate loved ones that may or may not be around and try to lead you astray. So that's the most fascinating one to me from Southeast Alaska. I also love researching the little people, and there are some stories in Southeast Alaska, although the K word kind of overwhelms stories about the little people. But in other parts of Alaska, like Southwest Alaska, they're very much thought to be a force to contend with as well. So my mind is a jumble of stories because when I study, I take a deep dive, and then I'm out of it now. We're gonna have our Krampusnacht celebration coming up December 7th in Milwaukee. So I always do a Milwaukee bus tour for that event, because a lot of people who like Halloween are sad when it ends. But we've revived the Krampus traditions here in our very German city, and they can include oogity boogities, so why not have a ghost tour as well? So I'm preparing for that now, so I've got a bunch of those
Alison,
stories in my head.
Does your Krampus over there, do they carry these sticks and beat the kids with them?
Yeah.
So brilliant.
So the thing about it is, what we've done is very much a revivification of those traditions. I mean, I know that Milwaukee has historically been a very German city, but I don't know. I haven't been able to find any archives about Krampus celebrations here among the German immigrants, but that was something that we really thought would be fun to bring back. And so there, all over the states, there are Krampus groups, and so our Midwestern contingent goes to different celebrations and marches in the parades. And so they're very much influenced by the traditional appearance of Krampus, and the beating them with beating the with switches and stuff. So the parade is really fun because we have a lot of different Krampus characters and derivative characters from various cultures, and then we just march through with this baby doll, which we burn at the end. So in a burn ceremony.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. So someone's asking about Krampus unique to Bavaria. Yeah. So I'm not a folklore expert in terms of Krampus, but I know that it's a tradition that should not be allowed to die. Yeah. Krampus doesn't look like he's willing to, go toes up very easily.
We have a Krampus run here in Whitby, and I think they've just done theirs, and it's getting bigger each year. We seem to be getting more Krampuses there, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I think it's a good thing. It's something different to go and see.
It's something fun for the people who wait all year for Halloween and aren't really happy that it just really has 1 month and 1 day, and would like to extend it for as long as possible. And if anybody in the audience has any knowledge of Krampus that they'd like to share in the comments, that would be really great, because it's actually T. Krulos is an author that we work with locally, and who's written a bunch of tremendous books, and he's also one of our tour guides for the Milwaukee Ghost Walks, and so it was his brainchild to bring Krampus back to Milwaukee, and as people mention, maybe Krampus traditions were a lot more exclusive, like when they were traditionally practiced, but in this new wave, we're bringing it back even to Milwaukee, which was a German city, but there were a lot of Germans that came here that were very secular. So I'm not sure if they had those traditions or not. I'm thinking that maybe they didn't, but it's good enough. And it's fun.
These little things, like I went to a Krampus, you would call it a fair, and there was a guy who dresses up as Krampus at this fair, and he was selling the Krampus bells.
Oh, yes.
And I don't even know what they were. He said, just get one and give it to your grandson. I went, okay. I bought it because I was scared of him. But I never knew about the Krampus bells.
Well, I think, I'm not sure.
Tell me, from the beginning, what's a Krampus bell?
It's a bell.
Yeah, well, I think the Krampus wears bells to let you, maybe the more kind-hearted Krampus wears bells so that he's coming and you're able to hide. So yeah. I think it's as a warning, like a Krampus bell. But people who are watching, if you know better, let me know.
Yeah. There was a horror film recently, wasn't it, featuring Krampus? If I remember right.
Yeah, it was like a horror comedy in the States here, and it was pretty good. But
he had a machete, I think.
No, wasn't he stealing children? No, he was stealing children. You're thinking of Winnie the Pooh.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay,
easy mistake, isn't it?
Yes. I think Winnie the Pooh had a machete, blood and honey.
They're all terrifying. And certainly that's been done with the character of Santa as well. Horror movies where there's a Santa slasher. But I'm not a big fan. I do love monsters, but I don't love like human monsters too much. I'm interested in the more animalistic monsters.
To answer that question from Simon. Yes, I do somewhere own a T-shirt with Charlie Manson as Che Guevara. But my best Charlie Manson story, apart from the fact that Vivian is, I'm an acquaintance of one of the Manson murderers that Vivian wanted to get on the show.
Get all the murderers on, I don't care.
I only know one of them, and that's only because they made an album my company was trying, the company I worked for was trying to release and didn't. But one time I was at this UFO convention in Las Vegas, and no sooner had I got off the coach taking us from the airport that this guy from Fox News came up to me, shoved a camera and a microphone under my nose and said, who did I think was the greatest living American? And this was 20 years ago. So I said, Charlie Manson. And they suddenly left, and that was the end of that interview.
Did you get on TV?
Apparently.
That's funny.
That does me behaving badly, as I'm afraid I quite often do.
Alison, have you experienced any supernatural activity on these tours that you do?
Well, I have not personally. I know a lot of people think they see things. I'm very, very skeptical. Although in my later years here, because I love like overnighting in haunted places, I have had finally some of my own experiences, but I don't think it's as common as movies and TV would allude to, and I don't think for the most part it's as evil tinged as they try to make it. So
Do you know what, Alison? We'll change that. I'm going to come to Wisconsin and let's go looking for this dog man together.
Oh, the dog man. Well,
Yes.
I was friends with Linda Godfrey, and so she felt that she had experiences, and also one of our mutual friends as a child actually saw him in Milwaukee, and it was a very brief encounter that was had by a whole neighborhood. But yeah, I can't speak to that because I haven't had that happen to me, but I have had some ghost experiences that I cannot discount, and I've also perhaps heard Bigfoot back in the 80s when I was staying at a national park, and I was off trail. I was backcountry camping, and I throughout the day I heard very loud pounding, which sounded like I had just seen a baby black bear in the morning, and that was really a fun experience because the baby black bear was it was a very hilly area where I was, and so it was I was walking down the trail, and he was up on top of a hill that was to one side of the trail, and he was rolling in the leaves, and then he'd run back up and roll in the leaves. But we had to get the heck out of there because, of course, who knows where the mama bear is, and that's what I associated with the clacking. Like, is she somewhere banging banging boulders together? Because, this was a wilderness area, and this whole idea of backcountry camping is, there's not supposed to be any construction or anything like that. It's very remote. And so what that was, now, since I know that, well, it's very unlikely that a mama bear would clank on rocks throughout the day, and then you'd hear it throughout the valley. So I don't know what it was, but then later I found that that could be that some people might interpret such sounds as communications between big feet or Bigfoots. I'm not sure what the plural is, but so I may have heard something cryptozoological, although I'm not sure. But I am definitely sure that I have had paranormal experiences with things that may be ghosts. I mean, they're not, cryptids, but I don't know. When these things present, it is often not in the way that you have been primed for them to present in Hollywood movies.
No,
but when they happen, that is not right, and there's no way I can talk myself out of it.
When I do paranormal investigations, I can sit all night and get an experience absolutely nothing. But it's when I do the review of the footage and listen to the audio and listen back to the EVP sessions, that's when you get the, oh my F God.
Yeah,
Why did I not see that at the time? And you're sitting in that room when you're thinking nothing's going on. So it can be very much hit and miss. But when you're doing your ghost walks, maybe things are happening so fast that you don't notice. Maybe you need one of those Bob-Lov cameras, the police cameras.
Well,
you might see something.
And, although I have participated in paranormal investigations, because when I started here in 2008, I thought, well, I saw that people came on the tour, lots of locals came on the tour, because they wanted a forum to discuss their own ghost stories. So, and the way that I run it is not a paranormal, or we run it as a company. There's certain destinations, like in Chicago, we have more ghost hunt type events, but typically we do haunted history walks, which is good for everyone, believers and disbelievers. It doesn't really matter. It's for people who want to hear about these stories in that particular area. So we're not going to make anything up. Hey, that would be a lot easier
Yeah.
than digging around like I do in every single library and the archive. It would be a lot easier, but that's not the fun for me. The fun is finding little known things and bringing them to light. So anybody can enjoy an American Ghost Walks tour because it's for people who acknowledge that people do tell these stories of brushes with the paranormal or the supernatural, and they have for time immemorial internationally.
Have you had anyone faint or get really scared and got a bit sort of silly on one of your ghost tours? Member of the public.
Yeah, that's I none of that is coming to mind. I know I have friends in Edinburgh, and I know there's a lot of attack stories there.
Yeah.
On the tours, we don't have so much attacking going on. So maybe you like us better because of that, or you like us less. But I'm just
Ian,
giving you.
We're going on her ghost tours. We won't bother with the silly ones over here.
No, I think the Edinburgh ones would be good. I've been to Edinburgh a few times, but I've not gone on the ghost tour because I didn't have time. But they look really good, and Edinburgh is a.
Yeah,
they don't let you in the mausoleum anymore, though, so there's no point.
Yeah, some of the guides have such wild tales. And my brother, I have not been to Edinburgh. No, I know. I've been to the UK, but only Kent, and I spent that most of that time in Kent in a university library. So if any of you watching I think you are nerdy, I'm gonna take your nerd card. So one of my friends did take me on a ghost hunt, so I did get to do a little bit of that stuff, but not as nearly as much as I should. But so being in the library to me is where it's at, and so a lot of my tours reflect that, because again, you can't really capture these experiences in a bottle. I mean, that would be great if you could, but anybody that says they can, with maybe the exception of the Edinburgh tours, is likely pulling your leg. But the purpose of our tours is to open people's minds to what other cultures and other groups of people who have lived there have thought over the centuries, and bring that back to people. Here are the authentic stories of the supernatural from the area.
I think when you come back to England next time, let me know, and I'll take you to the Ghost Club's library in Cambridge.
Oh my God!
I have access to it.
Oh my God! Thank
so
you.
You'll
so
love
much.
it.
Yeah, I will definitely take you up on that.
I'll drop you off and I'll pick you up when you're finished.
Whenever that might be, I'll bring a lunch and a dinner.
Oh, God.
6 weeks later.
Yes.
I'll be banging on the door. Come on, Alison, it's time to go. We've got plane to catch.
I know. I'm just I'm very much an introvert in that way. So yeah, you might have to drag me out.
Well, the president of the Ghost Club's a mate of mine, so I'm sure we could arrange something.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I love you guys. Thank you.
Take her to a library in Edinburgh, Ian, and she'll be like, the proverbial pig in what.
That's right.
Oh, yes. And we can go to Loch Ness as well while we're there.
Oh, yeah. So,
check it out, amongst other lakes.
I'm interested, is there anything going on in Loch Ness that somebody who's been out of it, like me, should know about? Any, recent discoveries that have been made?
Well, I've been out of it on the shores of Loch Ness.
Oh, yes?
Sorry, obligatory drug joke.
My husband, he's a big monster fan as well. He's not as interested in the ghost thing, but he loves watching monster shows and learning more about Loch
Ian, you're going
Ness,
to
for
have to
example.
hire a boat and go
Yeah,
out on Loch Ness with her,
yeah,
her and her husband.
and we can go to we can climb Ben McDewey as well and see
Ooh.
the Scottish Bigfoot.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Do you know of Ben McDewey?
I don't. I have
No?
not heard that at all.
The
Why
Big
don't you
Grey
tell us?
Man.
What was that?
It's called the Big Grey Man of Ben McDewey.
Amphia Leath Moor.
Yes. We'll cover it on CFZ one Saturday.
Nice.
I did do. Who was that guy? The Ghost Man Reigns. What's his name?
Mark.
He's gone. Mark, isn't it? Yeah. We actually did do. We've got a podcast where we cover it. If it's out there somewhere, because I was doing some stuff with him while it lasted, but he's sort of gone a bit quiet lately, isn't he? He's taken a step back. But we covered it about the experiences that people have up the mountain with the big grey man. And so
Interesting. Well,
mm,
well, would you say that it's a flesh and blood creature, or is it more on the
mm,
supernatural side?
it's a bit of both. Some parties do say it's the Scottish Bigfoot, whilst other parties do say that it does have supernatural origins and it does get into your head when you're up there. But
Oh,
That's
but
second
also
ball.
but also it's been put down to a trick of the light as well. So it can cast your shadow can be cast um, onto the mountain,
oh
and you
yes.
can.
Okay, is that called like
It's got a name,
Bracken
hasn't it? Bracken,
Bracken
that's it. Yeah,
Spectre or something?
Yeah.
Bracken Spectre, that's it. The
Yeah,
Bracken
yeah, that's
Spectre.
cool. I would
So it's
love
been
to
put.
see that.
So it's been put down to that. Um, but
Well, it's
also
all
you're.
good for me. I mean, I just love it all. I love
Mm,
investigating, and it's okay if you find out, a not so exciting explanation. That's science, but it
mm,
doesn't mean that that's always going to be the case. But
mm,
uh, if everything is magical, nothing is magical. So, I'm very much of the belief that you do have to be a hard nosed investigator, and
Yeah.
and that's something we try to report on our tours as well. If something is a known hoax or something where there is a very likely explanation, then we will share that with people. Our tours are for seekers, who are, you don't have to have Hollywood schlock. I mean, it's still exciting. Um, Even if you don't have that
mm.
to be able to look into the unknown and find
Of course,
something.
it's all part of the tapestry.
Yes.
It's all part of the story. Um, we have a thing about a guy called Frank Searle, don't we, John? And we just can't stop going on about him. He
We're
was
obsessed by it.
We are obsessed by him, and he was a Loch Ness investigator and just a general troublemaker. He was
Oh.
there for a good 15 years, doing the most stupid fakes photos, but he was a cool guy, and we go on about him more than anyone else, more than the more serious investigators. So it's all part of it.
Yes, Charlie Sheen went out on Loch Ness with a big chunk of beef on a hook at midnight.
Oh
Mm,
my God, Charlie Sheen. Well, I think Charlie Sheen. I'm trying to remember exactly what, but he did. If you're googling it, you might want to Google like if Charlie Sheen came to Southeast Alaska too, looking for perhaps the land otter man. But yeah, I have heard of Charlie Sheen getting up to some interesting shenanigans.
I seem to remember there was a photograph of him wearing a totally ludicrous brass helmet that looked like a coal scuttle. And this was his monster hunting helmet and armor or something. He was basically off his tits, and
Yeah,
with a big brass coal scuttle.
I would say that that's probably a good assessment of Charlie Sheen. But when I found out that he was going around, investigating things in Southeast Alaska, I mean that made me have a little bit more respect for him, than just the general debauchery that he's gotten up to. So maybe there's more to him than meets the eye.
So have there been contemporary sightings of the otter man? Or
Oh
is it?
yes,
You have.
yes, there have been a contemporary sighting. So I mean that's the exciting thing, where people, there was one guy on a road crew,
Hmm.
and he was working with one of his colleagues. Here's just one of them that comes to mind, but there have been many. And I'm sure as I get to know more and more people there, they may divulge more to me. But one of the stories that has come to light is this road crew. This guy is working, and he sees one of his colleagues, working with them. They check in, and then a little bit later, as he's getting distracted with his work, he sees that same colleague, come out of the woods in a different sector than where he had just recently seen him, and the his colleague was saying, "Hey, you got to come back here and see what I just found," and so he was going to go with him, because it looked just like the guy. And the only thing that saved him was there was a woman walking her dog. And, the thing, one of the things you can do to get rid of this K word is you can have dogs with you. You can pee on them. There's a lot of things that the K word is afraid of, including human excrement and whatever you got to spray on them. Anyway, but the more useful ones is a dog. If you're walking your dog or you have a dog near you, they will alert. And so that's what happened when this woman just happened to be walking by with her dog. The dog went crazy, and this scared the K word, who was pretending to be the guy's colleague. And the colleague went back into the woods, and then at the next moment he saw his friend emerge from the part of the wood that he had known him to be in, to find out what was going on. And then he realized, what had almost happened to him, if it wasn't for that dog who, scared the K word away.
That's brilliant. I think, Ian, if you and I, however, if we're going to go hunting for this thing,
Ottoman,
you and I have to have big squirty guns full of liquidized human excrement.
We'll be like it'll be like Alaskan Bigfoot, that program, but we'll have those kind of guns rather.
Yeah, it'll be a little smellier though. You can have smell-o-vision.
I'm supposed to be going to Alaska next year to Fort Locke. So I think I might need to take a little squirt bottle of wee or something with me, just in case I see something like that.
So where did you say you're going to Port Locke?
I'm off to Port Locke. I'm off to Anchorage, hopefully.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to the tribe in Nanwellick, and then they've given permission, or they will give permission to go to Port Locke, because they own the island.
Yeah. So, maybe because I'm interested to see what everyone says about Port Locke, whether the more violent things, I know they've been attributed to a more Bigfoot-like creature, but I wonder if that creature is...
I've got a friend who was part of the tribe that was in part of the TV show.
Oh, yeah.
So ask him. He will tell you the truth and no holds barred. He's a really lovely guy. And
I'll have to talk about that.
Through him, I'm off to go to Alaska. So it's all a bit
Nice.
up in the air at the minute because he's just decided that he's gone to Australia. So I'm waiting to see if he comes back or whether
Yeah.
we'll meet there or what
Well,
we'll do.
definitely get the rundown of protection in that case.
Oh, I'm camping overnight. Supposed to be
Yeah.
in Port Lock.
Wow.
In
Okay.
the dreaded shack that the thing shook.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
supposed to be
Yeah.
sleeping there overnight, but
Yeah.
we'll wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
I think
Excellent. I want to
I
hear
think
all about that.
I think the Ottoman has abducted Dave.
Yeah. What happened to Dave?
I think he's gone to make a cup of tea.
Has he? All right.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what he said. He left his mug, but we don't know.
yes, I saw him brandishing some sort of drinking utensil at the counter, and then disappeared. But you've got friends as well, Viv, haven't you? I can't remember his name. We had him on the show the time when you buggered off with somebody. You buggered off with.
You were on the beach.
Yeah, that was DJ Brewster.
No.
I was on the beach with him.
No, the other guy. The other bloke who I can't remember his name. We had him on the show, and you went off to do an interview with somebody else. I interviewed him all evening.
Oh, I can't remember.
The guy, he's a historian.
Jeff Davis.
Yeah.
Jeff. Yes, he's interested. He does ghost walks as well in Vancouver, and he knows a lot about the military and the military ghosts and things. And yeah, he's a plethora of knowledge. He is, that man.
And he wasn't one of the experts on the Alaskan killer Bigfoot?
Yes, he was. He was the historian expert on about Port Lock and some parts of Alaska and that side of things. So yeah, he'd be a good guy for you to connect with, Alison. You can exchange your history blurbs.
Very good. Yes, that would be great. I'd very much like that. Yeah, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention that we lost a Bigfoot researcher, my favorite one, Jeff Meldrum, this year.
Yeah, God bless him.
Yeah, apparently he passed on September 9th, which is actually my birthday. But that's really sad because he was my favorite Bigfoot researcher, and I just thought that I should mention that.
It's also my godson's birthday. That's totally irrelevant, but
my favourite Bigfoot researcher, just because he does do serious stuff, but because of the silly side as well, is James Bobo Fay.
Oh, yes.
And Cliff Barrackman together. To me, I mean, I've been to Cliff's museum and I've spoken to Cliff directly about what he's experienced, stuff that you don't see on the show, stuff that he's done. And when he told me that he was the one that cast, it was something like 70 Bigfoot tracks from the one Bigfoot where it walked along. And I was like, wow. And he goes, yeah, I was there on my own. He said, I just cast them all. He said, I cast every single one that I could. And he told me about that experience. And what I find fascinating, not just him, but these other Bigfoot researchers can look at a piece of dirt and I'll just see grass and nothing else. And they'll say, there's a track right there and I'll cast it now. It's like, what? I can't even see it. And sure enough, they'll pull out a print. And it's just like their eyes must be trained or something, or they're sniffing it out, or they're seeing something that I'm not. But that kind of expertise, that sort of blows me away. Like, how the hell did you know that was there? You just walked and you saw it and you did it. I would have just walked straight past.
Yeah, well, Cliff sounds like he's a up and up type guy, and maybe it's because he worked in education, I worked in education, and so I have a warm spot for him, and I tend to take his word for more things than I might take from others because of that authenticity. And I think in the field in general, paranormal, supernatural, cryptozoological, ufology, whatever you've got, I think the problem is these phenomena are a lot more elusive than the TV programs would like. And you're always like, even as somebody who creates haunted history tours, you will have people who their expectations are out of whack because they really should be going to a haunted house attraction.
Yeah.
They're not someone who's interested in real research because they've been primed to have certain expectations based on Hollywood schlock and the TV shows and other things like that. And so there's always, to me, it's like there's real, and then there's TV or movies. The documentation doesn't seem to be there.
Yeah.
I wish that there was a way to get science more involved, at least overtly. There might be some covert science going on, but I wish there was a way to get.
Do you know, I agree with you on that, because
Yeah.
even in the ghost hunting world, people will always want the medium to be giving them information, and then it's like the private reading. Now, I'm a medium, I'm trained, I've served the churches, you forget about all of that. But when I'm doing my ghost hunts, I don't want to be sitting there, oh, Viv, what are you getting? I said, no, I'll prove it to you, because a good
Yeah.
medium doesn't need to be sitting there giving readings for the sake of giving readings. If there's nothing there, there's nothing there. Go and see a medium privately. This is not what it's about.
Right.
The medium, if him or her can bring something about the haunting that somebody could go back and research that they wouldn't know, then yes.
Right.
But when it comes to, for me personally, I won't get involved in that way whatsoever unless it's a private home and somebody's in trouble and I can help them. That's different.
Yes.
But, and it's the same what you're saying about these people that just want to fake everything. Just so, look at me, look at me, look at me.
Or they maybe even want you to fake it. That's the pressure that I get. I'm like, dude, the purpose of these tours is to give you the real deal. If that's not what you want, go elsewhere. If there were bleeding walls, I would be the first one there documenting it. I would tell you. I would, shout it from the rooftops if there were bleeding walls. But that's Hollywood, dude. So it's just, we have a lot of forces as individuals working on our minds.
We've sort of had bleeding walls here in the UK. Well, it wasn't blood. It wasn't blood like you think it was blood. It was more like the plasma side of it.
Still.
And my friend doesn't lick it. I went, no, I'm not licking it. You lick it. And
Spirit of adventure. Yeah, I don't know. You can. Sometimes you want to lick it. I just remember we have this. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to say that, but I usually don't. But I have to be honest. I was in the Cave of the Mountains, which is a big cave area locally, and I was with one of my friends, and they had just like all these stalactites and stalagmites, and like this water was running down the walls and accumulating. So I tasted it. That was not wise. And I, later was like, why did you do that? You don't know what's in there. But, it's part of investigation that sometimes you just want to apply all your senses.
Yeah, inquisitive mind. In the moment, if you're not sure, lick it. And then go and get someone, come back, and if it's still there, get them to lick it too.
Absolutely.
And then get treated for hepatitis.
Yeah.
I'm with you on this one. You two girls are just weird.
We are weird, but and since now I've been most recently taking care of my 3-year-old nephew, who is the most lovable little demon germ bag you'd ever want to meet. he has like this waterfall of rainbow snot coming out of his face at all times, and so not surprisingly, last time my husband and I babysitted him, we got quite sick. So you gotta. I'm just saying for the audience out there, you have to weigh the risks.
Yeah.
But I got sicker from him than I ever did from the cave water. So there you go.
Did you know, Alison? We went and got the owner of the house to show him what was happening on his walls, and when we got him in the room, nothing there.
Oh, yeah.
But he couldn't lick it.
And that's the thing. These things are elusive, and I've experienced. Thankfully, I've experienced them. So
yeah,
because before having some experiences of my own, that I was like, well, with other ones it could be this, could be that, and then I'm like, when certain things happen, when you're like, that is not right. I cannot, explain that. So after you have a few of those things happen, you're more open-minded and you're less controlled by realizations that you might have had earlier, that there is a lot of fakery. There are people with blown out of their minds from Hollywood or whatever, whacked out expectations. So there are all these things, and so there are people imagining, there's people faking, but then there's something out there that is very elusive that every once in a while people do experience. And I in my educational career, I taught at an indigenous school. It was called Indian Community School of Milwaukee. So there were I was exposed to certain belief systems that I was open to before, but then I had an invitation to explore more. And I have to say that there is something real out there that sometimes it's different. It's different cultural groups are experiencing certain things that might not be easy to document. I've been a participant in that. I've seen things that have been confirmed by others. So there is something real to the phenomena out there. So I learned, hey, I didn't have to be depressed that it was all fakery and people just misidentifying things.
I've got a question. We spoke about Bigfoot earlier, and I'm going to ask everyone here. I'm really interested in the Patterson-Gimlin film footage, and I've seen both sides of the argument. So I'm sitting on the fence. Do you think that footage is real or fake?
It's real.
Alison?
I would lean more towards real. I am a little bit on the fence, but I'd lean more towards real.
John?
I'm a little bit on the fence and leaning towards a bloke in a monkey suit.
Yes. Yeah. Ian?
Yes, I'm with John, really. It's not as clear as people make out, is it? The film is in it's because it looks so real and all that, but it's not that clear, the film. And there is a book by a guy called I think it's called Greg Long, who basically looks into Patterson's background and the sort of person he was, and character assassinates him. And he's Patterson was someone, he was out to make money, and that was he always had a money making scheme on the go, and this was just something that he came up with.
There's some there's YouTube footage out there right now where they had the interview with the family of the man that wore the suit at the time, who was friends.
Lied.
Yeah, and it's all come out. And when I saw it, I was like, oh God, because I really wanted to believe it. And when I saw that,
there's a few people though. There's a few people that claim to be the man in the suit though, and so there's only one person that can be that. So there's that factor as well. Even though that Bob guy he was a friend of Patterson's, and
It was
Seems
all
to-
about money because wasn't one of them very nearly broke or something? So
Well, Patterson got cancer, and so
he
it
died
was
quite young, didn't he?
yeah, it was important for him to make money before he died. But what does David have to say?
I've met Bob Giblin a few times. I've had breakfast with him. I've eaten dinner with him. I will tell you right now, that man is not lying. And I will put everything I have behind what Bob says. Bob will
yeah,
tell you he has no idea what it was. And if it was a fake, he knew nothing about it. And it's the absolute best fake he's ever seen in his life.
Yeah, because he would
That
have to.
suit couldn't be made in that time. That's the whole thing, is that no matter, the guy trouted out the suit and said it with the wrongness and said they did it. That suit doesn't look anything like Patty. It's bullshit. Hieronymus didn't like Patterson. Patterson
wasn't
owed
it?
him some money, and he was
There was
just trying to
something
make him
about
look like a fool.
Hollywood. They got agents and other people involved to sell it and make more money. And this one lady never received her money. She looked like a dear old lady that I don't think would lie.
The whole thing is Patterson didn't make any money off of it.
One of them did.
No, not a lot. Bob will tell you that. There was money there. Bob got nothing either. He will tell you he made no money at all. But
Didn't Bob-
Patterson didn't make as much money as the people that want you to believe it's a fake.
Didn't Bob
Well,
distance
blow it up.
himself from it though for quite a long time? 'Cause
Yeah, he
was-
wouldn't come
was
out and
kind
talk
of
about it
being
at all
ridiculed.
because he took so much ridicule and
wife as well.
harassment. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Well,
So
and I think there's reasons. There's lots of reasons for people to be in the public eye in the paranormal field in the Fortean area, and then to step out. And then the same, you could say the same for Jacques Vallée. I mean, he was out of the field for a long time as well, and then just more recently came back into it. But and I think even myself, certain things have made me feel like I should just not do it. Seriously consider just running the other way. So, but who knows? We don't know. Like there's people on both sides that seem credible, but on both sides there's also nonsense where somebody said, "Hey, I was the guy in the suit." Like as you said, Ian, there's more than one person that alleges that.
Yeah.
So it's like the debunkers are also faking.
Yeah.
Patterson he did write a book on it about a year before, wasn't it, as well? He wrote a book on it, and he was quite obsessed with it.
I think Patterson was a...
Go on, David.
Oh, he was an asshole. I think he was out to make money. He wanted to make the movie. He wanted to get it caught, and get everything done. But if you look at the area on Google Maps and that, to get a guy in there to wear a suit, go through, where he went and how he did it stretches the imagination that it's a person in a suit. Like we had that one in Northern Ontario last year, the year before, and you could see where the boat came out from shore. And if you look at it on a decent sized monitor instead of your telephone, and I'm going to tell everybody that right now, if you're watching videos, don't watch it on your phone. If you want to know if it's real, you need a computer. You need a big screen. But I watched it, and I'm looking like he's wearing running shoes. And it's just kind of like, and Ontario Sasquatch, I'll call them out. They were calling me everything but a white man. You're just a hater. You're a debunker, and no, I'm not. I actually really believe it's a flesh and blood creature. But and John and Ian and Vivian all know this. I know Allison doesn't know this well, but I have no doubt at all that it exists. It's a flesh and blood animal that we just haven't documented yet. But when you get people that are going to come out, and we've seen it in our own thing, you'll get that one person who changes their story every 6 months and says they've done this and that, and then when you just happen to be reading through their website and they're contradicting themselves. And I think we get a lot of that with the Patterson Gimlin film, where a lot of people tried to make money being debunkers.
Yeah.
They tried to get famous off of something that happened. And I'm sure that happens in every field, like like Mothman, I find, has a lot of questionable stuff. Yeah, a lot of debunkers that go out of their way to go. Oh, which reminds me, Allison, I want to ask you, do you have a ghost walkie in Point Pleasant?
No, we do not.
You do not?
I have been out there.
Yeah.
I spoke at the Mothman Festival one year.
Mm-hmm.
So no. I mean, we we're not everywhere.
I was just wondering if you had one there.
Yeah. But
because it's got a lot of ghosts and ghost stories in the background too.
Definitely.
I found it really. We stayed an extra 2 days. There was so much to see and do when we were there. So
I'm friends with someone that is involved with the museum there, so that would be a good idea. Like come up with a haunted history tour for Point Pleasant.
Yeah,
thanks. I like that, David.
Yeah, I thought of that because we did. I can't remember. I don't know if it was Rick from the museum that steered us to somebody. See, we went at a really good time because we met. Oh, what was the first lady that saw the Mothman?
Oh.
Oh.
Well, the name's not coming to mind.
Her and her husband. Yeah. I think I don't know if they were married at that time. We actually got to meet her, and
oh wow,
and then Rick, of course, at the museum is fantastic. And we had his assistant on, I think, the very first show, John? The Wednesday night show?
I can't remember his name. I'm feeling really embarrassed.
Roland? I can't remember. Yeah, Roland.
No, Ronald.
Ronald. Yeah, Ronald.
Yeah. Oh, that was the night, John, you had the gummy. That was the night of the gummy, that was. That's right, I remember that. The Ronald was on that night, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was a good show.
It was, yeah.
You are never allowed to watch that, Vivian, ever.
I've got it downloaded. Don't worry, don't you worry. It's downloaded.
Yeah, everybody should go back and watch them all.
So I've got another question because I don't know about
answer.
The guys can answer that, but I know about the ghost side. There has been an innovator within the paranormal, and he's the first one that's popped his head over the parapet in the last 20 years or so. And his name is Ron. What's his name? Ross Allison. And he got together with the scientist, and they worked for years to prove spirit touch. And they made a contraption. It's a big old hefty thing, and stuck people in very haunted places. Well, they did it inside. They did it inside haunted prisons in America, but they stripped them down to their naked skin. Okay, they covered their parts, so you're not going to see their parts. And they put them in a room on their own with this contraption to see what happened. And these were notorious prisons where people were being touched and slapped and beaten up by the ghosts. And you actually see the effects of that. Absolutely groundbreaking and mind-boggling. He's brought it out on DVD, but he plans to take it further, and he wants to, with the help of the scientist, the contraption, make it a bit smaller and tweak a few things.
Yeah, because I want to put it on my Christmas list.
It's called. What is it called? It's called Naked Attraction. It's by Ross Allison, the naked something or other. But if you go on his website, if you just Google his name, Ross Allison,
Naked Attraction?
Just
Yeah, I
put,
watched that
Naked
last night.
Attraction, the Naked Experiments, sorry.
Oh,
put
I
in.
watched that one the other night.
The Naked Experiments, it's called. But yeah, if you Google it, you'll see. And
Oh,
one of the experiments where a girl who's not even into ghost hunting is put into it, and she gets attacked. So they pull her out pretty quick, and they sit her in a chair, and she's a wreck. You can see it for yourself. And then they make her put her feet up, and she's got all these bruises. She says that she's kicking something away that's not there. And then when you look at her legs, all around her feet and ankles, she's been bruised with, and you can see the fingerprints.
Did they film it while she's being attacked?
Yeah.
Wow.
Locked off cameras inside with the person that they're watching.
Yeah. Okay.
But the actual machine, they explain how it works and how they can prove touch and all the rest of it. It's just mind blowing. But I wondered if you've heard of anything like that with cryptids or other ghosts, or have you had stories of that in your ghost walks? Have you seen anything like that yourself?
Yeah,
or heard
no,
about it?
not as dramatic as that. That's incredible to hear about the spirit attacks. So yeah, nobody's getting attacked on our walks. So that's a good thing. You can have fun and enjoy
You
the
need
stories.
to add a notorious prison to your ghost walk and take them in.
Yeah.
Isn't there a haunted place? I think it might be in England, so this might be more for you, Vivian, where a ghost will slap you.
That's in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Is that Edinburgh?
Yeah.
Like,
That the ghost
slapping and
won't go in
scratching.
there anymore. They lock the mausoleum. They don't take ghost walks in there anymore. They used to.
No.
And it's a bit of a letdown, because if I go and do that ghost walk, I want to go in that mausoleum, even if I have to.
Would they let you two in?
Take Alison there. Alison.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Two professional researchers. Would they let you in?
Yeah, I'm into all that. Yeah.
You're up for it. You're up
I'm up for that. Yeah.
Ian, Jonathan, do you want to go as well to get slapped?
Fuck yeah.
I think Jonathan's gonna slap him back.
I'll stay at home.
Yeah, I'd be up for it. Definitely. I mean, cause certainly, some people on the tour pass out. They have to call the ambulance. Yeah, I mean, like, nobody's died though. I mean, it's not. Nobody's had like cardiac arrest or anything like that.
So you haven't produced any new ghosts to go with the ones that.
Some more deadly ones. But my brother's been on that as well, and he was touched. He was not hurt though. But he was yes, the Covenanters prison. Yes, he was touched on the shoulder, and he had been standing with his wife, and so he thought it was her, and then he looked around, and she had gone to another part of the circle of participants, and it wasn't her, so it wasn't anyone that he could see. So yeah, certainly people do have experiences there on the regular. So but like I said, when you're going on our tour, I think people do want that, and I mean, I can't blame them, for wanting that, but what we're doing is taking you to places that have a history of hauntings, but no ghosts are going to come out and attack the participants. I mean, we have
you hope not.
Yes.
You'd have to charge
we'd have to get extra insurance too.
No, charge them more.
Well,
they're going to feature.
We'd have to charge them more because we'd have to pay more for insurance. But certainly,
you actually managed to get insurance against being attacked by a ghost.
Well, if
make them sign a disclaimer.
Well, we do. You do have to sign a waiver to come on the tour. But any events or ghost walks or any like even history walks have to
Yeah.
have insurance in case somebody falls on their face. Which, hey, these
Hey, it's
things
America.
happen. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They get sued for coffee being too hot. Come on.
Yeah. So people can be very litigious.
Yeah.
So you definitely have to have insurance. But we do have in Milwaukee, the Pfister Hotel is quite well known. But usually you're not in any danger of even being haunted in a way that you don't like, unless you're a Major League Baseball player. They have the most trouble with the haunting there. But no one's gotten scratched, but they have seen apparitions and have been very frightened by certain events that have happened. But again, these ghosts haven't attacked.
Yeah.
Guys, do you realize we've overrun by 3 minutes already?
That's okay. Let's go another 10.
We're having too much fun here.
Yeah, we are. You're all very lovely.
Is there anybody due on? What time's the next show on?
10, I think. They'll go on at 10.
So we can carry on for another 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, of course we can.
Yeah. Well, she's the boss. I'm scared of her.
No.
Oh, he's not. He bullies me.
Yeah, just so Allison knows, because I think everybody else knows, I might ask a lot of questions about ghosts and that. I don't like paranormal.
Oh, I love it.
It's not that I don't believe.
Yeah.
It scares me, and I don't like it. Yeah. I'd rather stand facing a Bigfoot at 10 feet tall than a little wee blob floating around in front of my face.
Yeah.
David, wait till you get here. I'm taking you to a place where I was with someone and witnessed what I can only describe as four of them, Harry Potter Dementors. That's the only way I can describe them.
No.
Those are
yes,
I'm not going. No.
You are.
I would go.
I'll take you to the old folks' home, the retirement home, the Catholic nun retirement home, and you could sit there and go, "What's wrong with that nun?" And you could get what I got from my sergeant. He looked at me and goes, "Cap, she's dead." I left. I got up and I walked out the door and I said, "See you next week."
Do you know, I think nuns are lovely.
No, I know. I want to be a ghost. I want to be a ghost when I die because I got a list. But I want to go to another planet and do it because I'll be freaky looking too. And I think I could have a lot of fun.
I'm coming back as a Bigfoot.
Oh, God.
I'm going to be half black Bigfoot and half ginger Bigfoot.
So if I see you in the woods while I'm out prowling around, I can go, Viv?
Well,
and you name your Bigfoot?
Yeah, there's certain traditions that give you more choices, like in Polynesia and in Hawaii, for example. There are ghosts there, and we have tours on the Big Island, and but there's more choices because as a ghost you could come back as something called the Aumakua, and the Aumakua, so there's certain animals that you could come back as, like Jason Momoa. You might see his distinctive tattoos because his family's Aumakua is the shark. So when he dies or people in his family die, they can choose to come back in the form of a shark. And so then the sharks are, in that culture, they're not necessarily thought about as, like Jaws. They're thought about as, sometimes being protective. And they're revered and respected in the Hawaiian Islands, for example. But I just wanted to mention that there are
cool.
choices you know, there are cultures around the world where, you know, the ancestors can come back in various forms, and instead of going to somewhere other plane, they can stay here and help their descendants.
I don't
Another
want to help.
option.
They're on their own. They'll get my $5 out of the bank account when I kick, and my life insurance, and that's it. I like a lot Lorenzo's idea.
Yeah, good on you, Lorenzo.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea, and I think you know that there'd be a certain you know, there might be a certain audience for that.
Yeah, they're mostly watching this show this evening.
Yeah, that's the same audience.
Yeah,
But you wouldn't be able to experience a slap. That's the thing.
I can
Right.
drive around and slap people.
Yeah,
I don't mind. I got Canada. Allison can take care of the U.S. You guys got
Yeah.
Britain.
Mm.
Slapping people sounds like a lot of fun.
I
I
got
get angry.
I think Dave would be more suited putting an orange rubber suit on and doing the tango man slap and go like that and then just run away.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, my husband and I on Oahu in the Hawaiian Islands, we saw what really seemed to be a ghost on the side of the road as we were driving by, and this gave us an idea for a YouTube channel, so Lorenzo might like this, called Drunk or Ghost, where you essentially drive around as we were in a convertible, and you have like something like a back scratcher or whatever that's on an extra long stick that you can project out, and then you just go by and then lightly just touch people with that. And the YouTube channel could be called Drunk or Ghost, you know, just to see if you know, this is a real person who might be under the influence or if it's a ghost. So that's an idea for a YouTube channel that we had.
I think
I like it.
we could expand upon that. We could call it Squibs or Ghost.
What's a squib?
We get Ian pissed, which does happen occasionally, and take him to a lot of haunted locations.
Yes,
We send
that'd be a good experiment, actually.
into the Tower of London, for example. And
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. I think.
Well, I think like those ghost shows are missing the opportunity for, you know, doing things like that where you put people in altered states of consciousness and see if there's a possibility of these people connecting with the spirits on the other side. I think that would be really great. Like a lot of people experience ghosts, you know, at night. Maybe they were sleeping and they got up and they saw it, or, you know, and there's hypnopompic things that happen. But I think it would be great if you could have ghost shows where people tried like more experimentation like that, like having people, you know, sleep in the location and seeing, you know, if you're able to access the spirits that way.
I think that's a great idea.
The thing is, there was a guy over here that when he was used to going to the pub till closing hours. He had a few to drink, and then he'd take a shortcut walk on the way home through an airfield. It's an old US Air Force base that had very active in the Second World War. And when he was walking home, he had stones and nuts and bolts thrown at him. And when he turned around and looked, he saw the ghostly apparition of this huge American airman. And he was so scared, he ran all the way home. I got to hear this story. I said, no, I want to see if this is real or whether he was just drunk, you know. So we didn't get drunk, but we followed his route home. And sure enough, we caught him on camera by accident. and this thing actually did exist. We actually hit the local news on the TV reporter came down, wanted to see the picture, wanted to see where we went, and yeah.
I want to hear more about that. That's
so
amazing.
Sometimes these drunken stories, don't dismiss them, because some of them actually might be telling the truth. You know,
and you gotta turn it around, because I think, you know, the 24/7 workaday lifestyle that we have precludes us from seeing these things. Because although we have we've been incorrectly primed, you know, by Hollywood movies and all these sensationalist shows and everything like that, we've also been primed by, you know, the so-called real world of work. And you know, here in the Midwest, we have a pretty strong work ethic, and I just feel like a lot of people are experiencing things every day. And my husband and I have had this happen to us with just out of the way things, not paranormal things, but you have these out of the way things that happen, and you forget about them completely, because hey, it's Sunday night, I gotta do laundry, so I'm ready for work in the morning. You know, and you.
But the thing is, if you work in somewhere haunted,
yeah,
as I found out, like I went into work on my own really early before anybody was there, and as I walked through a particular part of the estate building, if you like, I had footsteps come up behind me, that there was somebody there, that heckles went up on my neck, all those telltale things that people talk about. And when I turned round, there was nobody there. Even the floor creaked where I would hear the walking behind me. I shit myself, ran up the stairs, got to my desk, turned all the lights on, put my computer on, put some headphones on, not listening, you know.
Yeah, so that's where the area of work could be helpful to you. That you go in to, you work at haunted locations, and then work is going to help you experience it instead of not experience it.
Yeah.
But that's another situation where, you know, with paranormal investigation, you know, where are people experiencing these? You have to you know, be able to repeat where these experiences took place and what conditions. I think, and then maybe you'd see more results.
I later found out a man got shot on the grand staircase and died, and that's where it all stemmed from. But that came after asking questions, and you know, but I did shit myself, and this was during the daytime, light, you know, it was light outside, not dark.
Yeah.
You know,
well, it doesn't matter when you cross over into something that's not normal. You know, that's one of the reactions. One of the other reactions is to just forget it ever happened.
I just like sit there like, I'm not listening. I'm going to do some work now.
And I think, ladies and gentlemen, that probably is a good way to end. But first of all, Alison, will you come back again soon?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just let me know next time you do it. I'd love to talk with you guys more, because I think we just kind of scratched the surface on things, because, you know, I really didn't know you guys before, and now I know a little bit about you, and I'm sure as soon as we get off, I'll be like, well, why didn't I ask this question or that
Should we
question?
get it off changing your email, changing your phone number, moving to another city?
Yeah, when you're coming over.
Yeah, absolutely. So anytime, guys. This was a lot of fun.
And Glenn, congratulations. You're the first person, I think, on this show, well, on any paranormal show, to bring up a Stanwich Way joke. So that's good. Well done for you, dear boy. And does anybody, and probably nobody else knows what the hell me and Glenn are talking about, but
hi, Lauren.
It was 45 years ago. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen.
Click link. Or click like.
Yes.
Before we go, can we plug Gonzo Weekly?
Oh, of course. Yes, Gonzo Weekly, which you can see on the gonzoweekly.com website. This latest issue has Vivian's front cover story about.
wow.
Oh, you can't see it.
Well, if you look on my Facebook page, you can also see it. You've got Vivian's picture-led cover story about Adamant, who I saw.
Oh, when you were a groupie?
Adam Ant.
I loved Adamant.
Yeah.
Spend and deliver. Well.
And also, there are hilarious cartoons in there sometimes.
Yes, the trouble is, our hilarious cartoonist hasn't done any recently.
The hilarious cartoonist has run out of ideas. So, I'll see.
We're not going to be doing this next month because next month, the last Wednesday of the month is actually New Year's Eve, by which time I'm pretty sure that all our loyal viewers will be out on the piss. And the week
Not me.
The week before that is Christmas Eve, which everybody's going to be doing stuff for their families.
Not me.
No, not me, because my festival is January and I haven't seen them in ages. But stop interrupting, David. You're confusing the issue.
No, I'm only confusing you, John.
Oh, I'm completely confused.
Can I do a pre-record and put it up?
What's that? Yeah, I think we should do the play. I think we should do the play. Allison, would you be interested in reading a few lines in a play?
Sure, absolutely. I was in drama class in high school, so yeah.
Could you do a German accent?
Probably not, but I can.
Could you fake it?
I can try. I can try.
Okay.
All you got to do is
We'll let Vivian be the English woman. Either that, you could do an English accent, and Vivian could do a German accent.
I can't do German.
But
okay.
We can work on it. We can work
Yeah.
on it.
The most important young lady in this show is trying to tell me it's time to go to bed and I shouldn't be up here doing radio shows.
Oh, so you want to go?
Sorry? Me?
Yeah. Roll the credits.
I don't, but I have to go to bed because Graham has to get me into bed.
Yeah, I got to be up at 5:30 tomorrow because I have to drive to London. Great.
It's a long drive.
Yeah, I have to go see my
you twit.
Oncologist for a CT.
Over here.
No, London, Ontario.
I'm only pulling your leg.
Wow. I was going to say, boy, healthcare has really gone for this shit.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are interested, on Saturday afternoon at 3, you can see the second part of Richard Freeman going through the Dark Secrets exhibition that me and Viv are trying to get the person who runs the Dark Secrets exhibition onto the show. But the next best thing would be having the Dark Lord of Gotham, as Nick Redfern always referred to Richard, going through the exhibition with a handheld camera. So that's on Saturday afternoon at 3. And apart from that, me and Vivian will be back next week. Who's on next week, Vivian?
I've got to have a conversation with this lovely gentleman in the paranormal who is into his rock music and plays the electric guitar and dresses like a rock god. Very lovely.
Not my brother. Someone else.
Well, I'm going to see if he's available because last time I spoke to him, he was busy investigating and filming. But if he is around, we'll try and get him on the show. But I haven't sent him a message yet, so I need to pull my finger out and get that done ASAP. I think.
And if you want a real rock god and the paranormal, my new album is out, and you can get it on Bandcamp. And it's called The Last Visible Dog. But another thing, and it's a double, but that's another story. So there's all sorts of things going on,
Yeah.
and I think there's all sorts of things to keep you all happy. Lilith, will you please sit down, cat? It's really not a good thing when you have a cat named after an ancient Babylonian snake demon. So, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Time to go home, time to go home from your simply spooky adrenaline ride. Time to go home, time to go home, even if you're terrified. Goodbye. Time to go home, time to go home. Vivian and her weird friends are all going home. Time to go home, time to go home. Vivian is waving goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.